our character sculpting. So we have already finished the basic shape of the lower body part, and as I promised, we are going to focus more on this muscle detail because the leg part do have a lot of a huge chunk of muscle that we need to pay special attention to. So let's get to it. We got sculpt mode, and I think mainly when I think of this part is composed of four major part of the muscles. So four part we need to bulge out, and you need to do this separately. One part is the bulge here. Okay, so you got a little bit starting point at here. You like to go to the side. Okay, maybe okay, I think I need to choose this upper body part because I didn't seem to change the volume. Okay, so we choose this upper body part, we go to this sculpt mode. Okay, and let's try this. Yes, that's perfect. So we need to make it smaller, we need to make it more subtle, and let's add this three part here. Okay, this is the first part. The second part should be that starting here. So this part end here, and second part start here and go all the way down like this, but end approximately here. So what I'm going to do is to adding the ending point here. Okay, and after that you got this middle side part that got a muscle here, so I'm going to add this as well, and these tend to go here, go down here, like just connect that to the knees. So mainly it's the upper parts got extrude, and this part got a pretty smooth transition to the knees. Right, and then you got the this part of the muscle that goes back. Okay, so it goes back and go all the way down, so like this. Okay, and what is filled in the middle is another part that is a little bit longer than the left part, so go all the way down to the knees. Okay, and let me just round it a little bit. Okay, so yeah, essentially you just need to make a little bit separation of the muscles, and okay, I think that's it. Sometimes if you got too bulged, and you need to smooth it a little bit in case that it feels a little bit weird. Alright, so I think that's a part of the frontal view. We got this bony area here, and the bony area should be like this. They got knees, and each side you need to bulge it a little bit so it sort of can show this bony area in the center, and then we can go down. We got this bone, and yeah, and of course you can use this carve part, adding holding the air control. You got a side, you can carve it inside to give it more variations, and the connecting parts can also got the got a little bit of covering. Okay, so you can yeah, it's sort of a, if it's a bodybuilder, will spend a lot of time sort of sculpting his muscle like this in order to achieve something like this. So it's pretty good results if it's a bodybuilder. Okay, so that's basically how you separate the muscle. So basically this part, right, and this is another part. This is the sensory part, and this part will be longer than the left side, so you all the way go to the knees, and this part will be a right side, and all the way down you can carve it a little bit. So let's just zoom it out to look at it, and I think maybe I overdo it a little bit, so make it a little bit bigger and pretty subtle, and just smooth this part out. I don't want too much of the cutting point, because that will be a little bit weird, right? And yeah, I think that's pretty good. Alright, and I think it's a good time to look at the back, because the front I think is already pretty good, and let me add a little bit. The front, I think this is a little bit weird, so let me add this part so it become more natural. Okay. Okay, and let's look at the back. Mainly, if you look at the back, it's not as complex as the front. Mainly, it's just the two part, this muscle here and this muscle here. But you normally won't see the difference, because it's a pretty connected muscle, so you can't see the difference unless the guy is really flexing or something like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of curve to the butt area. So I'm going to flag this part in, because the bulginess in this area tend to indicate that you have too much of the body fat. So I like it to be strong and well built, rather than have a lot of body fat. And I think I need to carve it inside a bit, just to make sure that I got the right tool to carve it. Okay, and I think right here, you just get separated a little bit. And this dent area is definitely not good. I think it maybe is right here. So this, I need to feel that. Feel this area. Okay, and adding a little bit of volume here and there. By adding volume, you sort of carve the edges. Okay. So, yeah, and let me add a little bit edges here. And I'd like to make a sort of dent here. So sort of push it inside a bit. Push it inside a bit. Okay. And of course I like it to be subtle, so just smooth it out. Just smooth it. Alright. Pretty good. And yeah, then let's look about the leg area over here. So basically you already got the upper leg part finished. So basically this huge muscly area here, and this, and another part of the muscle area here got filled. Then you got sort of covered inside this area. So it's a lot like the connecting area here. You got the connecting things here, and of course you then got the connecting, because like you carve it left and right here, and you got a center of it, you go left and right, you got this sort of teardrop shape here, like this. So this will be the basic shape of the lower leg part. And let's continue to look at the calf muscle. The calf muscle is a little bit interesting than the hamstring, because it's much more prominent if you see on a bodybuilder of if the person is flexing, because this huge part of the muscle is just pretty flat, and you can't normally see the difference unless say you want to specifically say you want to sculpt the model like me, and you want to manually separate this two muscle here. So I'm going to cover it a little bit, and like cover it a little bit. You want to separate, manually separate it, but most of the time it's just combines to one. And but if you look at the calf, and the calf is pretty prominent two muscle area, left and right, and you kind of got a curve, like a V shape. This how I remember it, sort of like a V shape, and to the center of it. So what I'm going to do is to let me just grab it, so I got more leeways to work on. So let me just make it pretty big. Let me grab this and just grab it down a little bit, to get more leeways to work it, and maybe just make it pretty big. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then we can use this brush on it. Okay, make it fairly small, because we don't have a lot of real estate to work our sculpting, so just bear with me. And pretty subtle, I like it. And because we got the centering point here, and I'm going to do is to adding a little bit stroke at the left, so it sort of got the rounded shape in the left. I remember you can always do the same with the rounded shape at the right, starting of course from here. So the connecting tissue here, I got two prominent muscle, left and right, but this time the right will be a little bit longer than the left, more prominent, because I like a V shape to the center of it. So yeah, just bear with me. And as I said, the carve is pretty prominent than the hamstring, so just need to make it bulge a little bit, and yeah, that's basically how it's done. And at center of it, we got a little bit sharp knife, the V shape here, because you gotta sort of connect that to the foot. Let me make it smaller. You got a more prominent V shape. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Let me add a little bit detail left and right, just make it more natural. And of course, I think the century cutting points need to be smoothed out a little bit. And maybe this part needs to be pushing a little bit, because I think that's maybe too much of the bulge. It's a little bit weird, so let's just push it back a little bit. Okay, I like a bulge in this, but I like the bulge to be inside of this surface, rather than just bulge it too much, like it was bitten by a mosquito or something. And we don't want that. Okay, that's pretty good. And I think the strength's a little bit too much to sort of overdo it, so the other side got a little bit weird, so let me just redo it. Okay, And yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we need to remesh it, Control and R, to just yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, pretty annoying effect. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. And I think that's pretty good. So let's check the front. And I already introduced you guys the screen technique is that you can move it out to check the proportion as well as the basic shape of it. So when I sharing you guys the drawing video, I always said that the leg is always S shape, so it's not completely straight. Okay, so it's not that going all the way down, but rather it's a little bit S shaped here and here. So this part should be straight, right? Most of the time straight, just a little bit budge, but this time should be a sort of S shaped. So I see that this area is also flat, so I'm going to fine tune that by maybe just click and drag part of it out to add a little bit curvature here and there. Okay, so maybe too much. Let me just grab it in to make a little bit budge, and yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so you sort of can see this the bone here, the femur bone, starting here all the way here, and then we got a bone here all the way down. And remember, the direction of the bone is not as the same as the total outline of the leg, because you got muscles to affect the outline. So yeah, that looks pretty good. And if you just squint and turn your character around, you're pretty satisfied with it, and you can check from standard point of view, which is just a 1. Okay, and the 1 proportion will be a little bit weird, because if you look at the 3, so the side view, you'll see that his leg is a little bit extruded and tilted to move it forward, but here at the angling part, you just go back from the centering point, which is good, but I think I might be just overdoing, so I'm going to make it pretty big, grab this part and make it move forward just a touch, and yeah, just basically don't let it to change the shape too much. So I'm going to push it inside. Let's just make it smaller, just push it inside, left and right. Okay, we don't want to overdo it. And go to side view, and maybe just to make a smaller adjustments here and here. Okay, so basically I like this part to be as straight as possible, because this part do not have a lot of muscle to change the outline shapes. Is mainly just a bone here. And I think I'm going to adjust the backboard parts as well. So this area should have a little nice bulge, but clearly does not have. So what I'm going to do is to make it bigger. Got this grabbing functionality. Got it there. Bulge a little bit, but don't overdo it. We don't want something too crazy. Okay, we just want it's a nice curve area, maybe here and here, and we can look at from different angle to adjust the proportion of the muscle, because if you click and drag, mainly just the left side. If you look at the right side, it's a little bit weird, because right side muscle is a little bit small, so we are going to adjust that as well. Alright, so left and right, side view, pretty good. Let me push it inside a little bit. Okay, nice curve and front, and switch it all around. I think that's pretty good. Maybe too much of the bulge, I think. Let me just smooth it down just a tiny touch. Okay, pretty good. Maybe the butt area is a little bit small. Let me just make it extrude a little bit. And I tend to grab it to the center rather than to the side, because if the person is pretty built, it's more likely to go to the center rather than left and right. Okay. And when I look at the lower part of the leg and think, I find a little bit weirdness. So if you go to front view, you won't notice that this part is a little bit missing, so I need to adjust this part as well. So just get my grab brush, got to side, because I like a bunch of this to be reflected to the front view. So let me just add it, and this part shouldn't be budged too much, so I think maybe I overdo it a little bit. So let me just push it inside, but rather just grab the these parts a little bit. Okay, and if you think of adding a little bit of detail, you can just add this from the back all the way up to the front. Okay, add a little bit of volume here, and we got this separation of the muscle area, and we got this huge the muscle that connect to the foot. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of curve to here, so it's sort of overlap. These two muscles overlapped here. This huge part is just a bony area, so we can just ignore that. Okay, so you can clearly see this bone at the middle of it, and left and right muscle just to get enclosed it, and yeah, looks better. And you can just grab this part and push it inside a little bit, because yeah, I don't think this is necessary. And right, so pretty good. And I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, I think the side is a little bit flat, so remember, we can not only tackle the same anatomy from the front, the back, we can also tackle that from the side. And for example, if you got this bony area, like the digital landmark right here, you already got the bony area like knees and this covered inside part. You can add a little bit hint of I know there is a bone here, it's just don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to just add a little bit bony area here, and add a little bit right the bulginess of this muscle area here. Okay, you can even just carve it a little bit to give the viewer a hint that I know that there is bulginess here and there, just to make it more sort of a layer out. And you can add something like this to indicate that you know there is a bone inside. And I think I need to extrude this leg a little bit, because I like to just build his foot just from the side of his leg. So what I'm going to do is to grab it a little bit to make it even more yeah, long than I previously built. So I think that's pretty good. Maybe make this whole grabbing brush a little bit bigger, and I like to just increase the proportion of the whole leg area rather than just this part. Okay, so grabbing that, make it smaller, so I just affect the whole leggery part. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And yeah, and make it smaller. So this is like a fine-tuned adjustment to adjust not only the proportion but also the extrusion. Okay, pretty nice curve here. And then I think we pretty much finished the leg part. Then we can focus on the feet. Okay, yeah, that's it. If you think this series of video helpful and you want me to make more videos like this or any of these or other video, you can subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Okay, so bye.